Hey, so I'm gonna make another video, and I don't know what I'm gonna talk about, but I was kind of feeling restless, and I bought a box of cereal, and usually when I buy cereal I just like binge eat the whole thing. So I got outside and took a bike ride, which was really beautiful and amazing, and I don't know if I'll show you, but it's my home. And it's so beautiful today. It's super sunny and warm and feels like a spring day, which is awesome. So got outside and got my heart rate up and I can feel like this stuff going on in my chest. I have like some congestion or whatever, and just trying to like kick it out. I also have been like seriously considering shaving my head. Not all of it, just part of it. So I already did that once and it was crazy, but like all this over here, just shaving it off and doing one of those little undercut shavy things, and then tattooing like the side of my head, which feels a little nuts. So I'm gonna sit with it and see how I feel in like a week, if it's something I'm still thinking about, because I wouldn't want to like do that and just have it be like a weird random crazy thing I do that I regret. So I'm gonna kind of give it time and see how I feel about it later. Anyways, I guess part of me wants to make a video because I want to feel like connected to some of you. And what's true is that like everything I keep doing, it like brings me back to myself. Like no matter like who I call or who I talk to or who I try to engage with, like I still am not getting what I need in a lot of ways, and I certainly could be, but it would be not really in a healthy way. So just paying attention to like those parts of me that want to be connected and want to be like in like relationship and friendships with people, but not really like, I don't know, sacrificing like my own needs in order to like be somebody's friend. Which is, I don't really know what that's about, but I went shopping today a little bit. I went and bought water and sumo tangerines. I bought 2 sumo tangerines. They're $3.99 a pound at Whole Foods, and they're like the best things ever. I'll go get them. They're these little guys, and you can see they're not organic, but citrus to me, when it's in season and it's ripe, and I don't know, it's coming from California, which thank God for California, because all our food comes from California. I've been seeing that for years. And I saw this thing going around Tumblr, and people are like starting to realize like 90% of our food comes from California, and if they're in a drought or if they're having flooding, then we don't have food. So I'm so gonna eat one of these right now. Anyways, back to the sumos. I love how random these videos are. That's kind of why I make them. And I work at the produce department at Whole Foods, so I get to like eat these things all the time. And I spend like at least like 20 minutes a shift like peeling a bunch of them and putting them in like a demo sample thing so people can try them. I peel oranges for a living. It's pretty awesome. And like eat apples and do crazy stuff with fruits and vegetables. It's cool. I like my job, and I love these oranges. They're so good. So what I was going to say about these is that I bought these 2 oranges. They're nice and heavy. It was like $7 for 2 oranges, which is a lot of money. So they're definitely like a huge splurge item, but they're totally worth it. It's like amazing, super juicy. So I guess I can make this a lot longer, but I don't want to bore anybody. Just stupid because this is my video. I can do whatever I want. I had a good talk with my mom this morning. And just brought up a bunch of shit, which I don't know if I really want to talk about because it's kind of like personal and emotionally intense, and I guess some part of me like wanted to make these videos so that I could share that kind of stuff. But I'm also kind of aware that it's, I don't know, a little uncomfortable to like know that people are watching your process. They're not necessarily sharing their own. So just like watching that part of me, like who, like I always want to overshare and give a lot of information and give a lot of like emotional energy to people and like the things around me, but I don't necessarily get that back, and it's hard to like want to be connected and want to, you know, communicate and discuss things and not necessarily have people put the kind of investment or like intellectual energy into communicating with me, which is probably why people go to therapy, because I'm sure everybody feels that way in some ways. So I have been thinking about that, and that's another thing why I made this channel, is so that I could kind of do therapy on my own, like just do it for myself, to kind of create a little bit more like self-care on some level. But and I'm just like tearing this thing apart. It's really good though. It's so good. I don't know. If you guys have questions, I'm only gonna post this on Tumblr. But whatever. Tumblr. Who the fuck are you, Anon? I want to know that. If any of you saw that conversation last night, I kind of think it's like a silly, funny joke, but I don't know what the point of telling me that you have a Tumblr crush on me if you're not gonna like, I don't know, like show up and reveal yourself and like be comfortable with who you are and how you feel. And I don't know, I think that that's something, and I just got triggered by that. Some part of me was like, what the hell, like you have no right to come and tell me that you've like are intrigued by me or interested in me or whatever, like without creating a connection. And if we have created a connection, then I guess it's a different story, but it kind of makes me feel uncomfortable. Like anonymous messages like that are just strange and uncomfortable and kind of make me feel like awkward about like who's paying attention to like what I'm doing, especially if it's an anonymous person. Even though there's like 900 people following this blog, probably like max like 10 to 15 of you actually like communicate and engage in the blog or any of my posts or anything. So thank you to all of you who do participate and are like people who I can talk to and communicate with. That's awesome. But the rest of all y'all, I think it has something to do with that Facebook thing that I watched. Something about how like people in like India and Pakistan and all these different random countries have like like banks or something like that, and they basically get paid to like go around and like Facebook pages. And I imagine that they probably have the same thing for Tumblr, like fake profiles that just like go around and like follow other people. Because I find it hard to believe that out of 990 followers, I've been like on that cusp, by the way. It's kind of crazy. It's been like 985 to 990 for the last like year. Like it hasn't strayed from like that 5-digit number. Like not 5-digit number, but you know what I mean. So I'm just curious to know like who the hell is following my blog if like all I ever do is like talk to maybe 10 of you or even like see your comments and stuff. Does anyone have an answer about that? I don't know. It's interesting. I don't think I'm going to post this.